Welcome to ancient Greece. Greece is a fragmented peninsula surrounded by the Mediterranean, Ionian, and Aegean seas. It is bordered by Albania, North Macedonia, Bulgaria, and Turkey. Here are some of the ancient civilizations of Greece and surrounding areas. The Minoans. The Minoan civilization was known for their large trade network, as well as their vast naval empire. The ancient Minoan civilization began on the island of Crete. Crete is the largest Greek island. The Minoan civilization was named after King Minos. A beautiful palace was located in Knossos, which was the center of the Minoan culture. Some historians theorize that the downfall of the Minoan civilization was due to a massive volcanic eruption in 1625 BC on the island of Thera. Mycenaeans. The Mycenaeans were Indo-European invaders from the north. They settled on Peloponnesus. They enjoyed hunting and war. Peloponnesus was the southern peninsula of the Greek mainland. We know that most of the mythology and legends in Greek religion came from the beliefs of the Mycenaeans. They believed in many false gods who were ruled by one chief false god. The Mycenaeans were invaded by the Dorians around 1200 BC. The Dorians introduced iron to the Greeks. They ushered Grecians into the Greek Dark Ages era. The Greek Dark Ages was from around 1150 BC to 750 BC. Much of what we know of Greek culture emerged during this period. It is known as the Dark Ages because of the chaos and violence, as well as the lack of written record. The Greeks became isolated during this period. About the only written references to Greek culture, daily life, and economic conditions are recorded in the Iliad and the Odyssey, which are epics, or long poems, written at the end of the Dark Ages by the Greek poet Homer. The poems Iliad and Odyssey were written by Homer at the end of the Dark Ages. They refer to a time in Greek history when all of Greece united to fight against Troy, a large city on the northwest coast of Asia Minor. Homer wrote centuries after the war. The events surrounding the war were passed down by word of mouth from generation to generation. Homer preserved these words by writing them as epics. The Archaic Age introduced city-states to Greece. City-states were composed of a city and dependent regions. The two largest and best-known Greek city-states were Sparta and Athens. The Acropolis is at the center and highest point of every Greek city-state. Athens is located on the peninsula of Attica. It was the leading Greek city-state at the end of the Golden Age. Athens was ruled by a king, the Basileus, then by a magistrate, Solon, in 594 BC. Sparta was a military state. The boys were taken by the state at age 7 and joined the military at 20. The Spartan government was a dual monarchy. A dual monarchy means there were two kings. Unbeknownst to the Greeks, there were increasing tensions and wars in distant lands that would affect their nation. Across the Aegean Sea, the army of Persia was conquering its neighbors as part of the endeavors of Cyrus II to rule the world. Cyrus II's first conquest as leader of the Medes and Persians occurred when he captured the kingdom of Lydia. He tried to conquer Sparta but failed. The Golden Age refers to a period of significant achievements. It was from around 500 BC to 300 BC. It began with the defeat of the vast Persian army and ended with an extended war between Athens and Sparta. This period saw the rise of philosophy and science. It laid the foundation for Western civilization. One of the great warriors during this period was none other than Alexander the Great. Alexander's father was Philip of Macedon. Philip united the kingdom of Macedonia. Alexander the Great's military conquests carried elements of Greek culture into every nation under his dominion from the Mediterranean region to Asia. Alexander's defeat of the Persians, the division of his empire among 4 of his generals, were both fulfillments of prophecies by Daniel. The Hellenistic Age comes from the root word Hellas, which was used by the ancient Greeks to describe their land, Greece. This was a period of time where Greece blended its culture with outside groups. Greece's influence reached its peak during this period. Almost everyone spoke and read the same language, Koine Greek, also known as Common Greek. Linear B was the first recorded language of ancient Greece. The Greeks had a profound impact on history. 3 well-known historians were Herodotus, Thucydides, and Arrian. Herodotus is known as the father of history. He wrote the book The Histories. It covered the Persian Empire and wars between Greece and Persia. Thucydides succeeded Herodotus and wrote History of the Peloponnesian War. This covered the wars between Athens and Sparta, which Thucydides lived through. Arrian wrote several volumes on the life and conquests of Alexander the Great. From ancient Greece came many contributions to science, mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, literature, and the arts. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher. He was a student of Plato. He was the personal tutor of Alexander the Great. In 335 BC he started his own school, Lyceum, in Athens. He loved science, physical world studies, logic, math, and much more. He is known as the father of logic. Plato was a Greek philosopher who wrote Republic. He believed the spiritual realm was discovered through reasoning. He was a student of Socrates and founded the Academy of Athens. Socrates was a Greek stonecutter. He was a philosopher known for the quote, "Know thyself." He was charged with corrupting the youth of Athens and was put to death. Thales of Miletus was one of Greece's first philosophers. He falsely believed that everything originated from water. Pythagoras was a Greek philosopher, mathematician, and musician. He believed that music brought order out of chaotic noise and that math brought order to numbers and various objects. He is known for the Pythagorean theorem, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Euclid is known as the father of geometry. He wrote the mathematic textbook, Elements. Eratosthenes identified prime numbers. He accurately measured the circumference of Earth using Euclid's geometric law. He also formulated lines of latitude and longitude, which we still use today. Archimedes was a mechanical engineer, mathematician, and physicist. He invented the compound pulley. He also invented exponents. Hippocrates is known as the father of medicine. Physicians used to take the Hippocratic oath, first, do no harm. The original oath was stated to a false god. Aesop was a Greek storyteller. He wrote Aesop's fables. These were short moralistic stories. These stories were The Tortoise and the Hare, The Shepherd Boy and the Wolf, and The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.